Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you would have seen by the title, if you're a BMW owner and you don't click on this video, you will regret this. And the simple reason for that is because many of you message me all the time regarding your BMW battery. Battery drain, battery faults, if you can remove the battery. There's loads of different questions I get asked regarding the batteries on these cars. So today I'm going to show you and explain to you what you can and can't do with the BMW battery. And I'm also going to show you how to charge it, because that's another question I get asked. Can you remove the battery from a BMW E60 and E90 and take it inside to charge it? So we're going to go over all of that in this video. So let's get onto it.
What? Goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo. When I blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York.
Okay guys, so now what we're gonna do is I'll take you over to the E60 M5. Now the reason I'm using this car is because this car's been sitting for quite a few months. I haven't charged the battery. It has been entering sleep mode, but as many of you guys know, when you're opening these cars, unlocking them, opening them and not starting them, the SMG pump will prime, same with the fuel pump, which will cause a battery drain because I'm not actually starting this car up. Therefore, the battery has actually just gone flat. It just needs charging. And I'm gonna show you how you can actually do that. Now, the question I get asked as well is many people are in flats, which if you don't know what flats are in the UK, it's what we call apartment blocks, who have to leave their car downstairs, so obviously don't have the facilities to be able to charge your BMW battery directly like I do, having a shop with plugs and leaving the car inside the shop. Many of you will have to take your battery upstairs. So I'm gonna go over and show you how to do that when we move on to the BMW E60. So here we are guys in the boot area or trunk area, as many of you guys will call it. And this is where most batteries will be located on your BMW. Now, obviously you all know it's located under the carpet right here. And here you see the battery. Now, many of you will ask me if you can charge the battery from here. The answer is simply no. Now I'll tell you what you can do. Now, with these BMW batteries, you can remove the battery and take it inside when you charge it, and that's going to cause no issues. The issues you're going to have when you remove the battery is to make sure these leads do not touch each other on the E60. Now, I know many of you would have seen my doing this reset your car video, which states to put the two battery terminals together, but that was on an older E46. On the 60s and E90s, if you touch the two terminals together, you are gonna get the airbag lights come on, and you are gonna get a load of other lights, which can also damage the chips inside the modules, which is very, very known. People have been trying to do this on their E60s, and if you go and look at my doing this or reset your car video, many people explain there that they've tried to do this on their E60, which you guys, if you do remember, I did say to them, do not attempt this. They went and done it because they didn't listen, and then they've come back saying how their car's now not starting. They've got a load of lights on their car is having no crank, no start, and that's purely because they've either damaged one of the modules or damaged the actual power voltage to the ECU itself. Now, I am giving you my advice right now, do not attempt to do that. But you can take the battery out of here and take it upstairs with you for charging, but do not let them two terminals touch together. And when you pull it back, I would advise to have a scan tool, doesn't matter what one you've got, a cheap one, to make sure you reset the codes that are gonna come up. Just when you do put it back, make sure there's no sparks and you actually touch the terminals back onto the battery, and make sure you put the battery back correctly, and make sure you don't break your IBS sensor or any of the leads that run to the actual battery itself. So obviously you've got your blow off cable, your IBS sensor, make sure that's fully functioning when you pull it back. Otherwise you will have other error codes as well. The majority of people, that is why they end up with the airbag light, because what they do, they let the two terminals touch together, it ends up destroying the IBS sensor. The IBS sensor is the most common failure for an airbag light on the car that's not going off. The IBS sensor will throw a safety terminal error, which will be for the IBS itself, so just be aware of that. Now let's move to the front of the car. Now, many of you want to be able to charge your car, and if you can charge it at home and you do have access to a garage, which many people obviously don't, well then you're going to be able to charge your car from these access points right here. This is the way a BMW should be charged, through these points only, unless obviously you're taking out the battery. I strongly advise against taking out the battery myself, but for people who have got no other choice, then it's their only way and they must do that. Now, even charging through here, you may get the odd fault code. Now, I'll tell you what will happen. When you overcharge these cars and you leave a battery charger on trickle charge and it keeps charging and charging, you will see the odd error come up on your dash. And that's because where you're charging the battery, you will realize that you'll get like a battery drain light come on, which is no battery drain. It's just because the computers haven't detected that you've actually charged the battery where you've been putting the current through here. So then what ends up happening, it just goes into frenzy, it corrects itself, and you can check your battery with a battery tester and you'll see it's fully charged. It's only because where you've been charging it through here, you haven't started the car and it just keeps trickle charging, sending more power when the power drops, which when you've got a battery charger on these cars and you keep opening it and unlocking it, obviously it takes a lot of power. And if you watch it on a trickle charger, which I'll show you in a minute, you'll see it drop back down as it goes up because of that reason. So don't take any notice of the light that will come on. It's only because it doesn't know that the car's been actually charged. When you start it up and stop it, the light will go out anyway. The majority of cases I've seen and heard of are usually when people are trying to charge it from the rear and end up with the airbag light on. Do not charge your BMW battery from the rear. Take the battery out. And if you have got access to a garage, as I said, charge it through here. And I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. So then that way you guys get a drift of how to do it. And you'll also see what I mean by the battery voltage fluctuates on a battery charger when it's charging up, and then all of a sudden it will drop back down when you touch anything on the key, on the doors, and it will keep recharging itself, which causes the error light on the dash. Okay guys, so here we have the Topdon Tornado 4000 battery charger. And as you can see, it's a battery charger and a maintainer, and it's capable of 4 amps. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna open this. This is the first time I've actually used this. This was actually sent to me months and months ago for me to actually test and use on a video. So now is the time to actually use it. We are gonna be using this to show you how to actually charge the battery. This is the first time I've used this specific charger. So we'll see how good it is. And if it is good, you guys know, I will link it in the description below and in the comments box. But I do expect it to work really, really well because it is a Topdon product. You guys know, they send me nearly everything, so I always get the latest stuff. Again, you can see all the dust on it. I've had this a very, very long time. It hasn't been something that I've only just been sent. And now is the time to use it because I did actually need one for my M5 because the M5, I don't use it, so it has to stay on charge. Let's go ahead, open it up and see what this thing can actually do. And I'll show you guys how to charge your car. So what we'll do is we'll just unpackage it, and it is quite in a big box, to be honest. So here we have the Tornado 4000, and this is your clip. Now, many of you will know you get these on C-Tex as well, so you just pull them open and connect the adapters into there. Now, many manufacturers do that because in case they want to make extension leads to make them longer, because obviously sometimes they're not long. Now, you do get a lead as well when you want to plug it directly up to the battery, but do not use this on a BMW. These are for if you've got a Honda, Toyota, you plug these up to the battery terminals itself and charge the battery through that way, just leave it in the boot. That way you can charge it, you could just literally screw them onto the battery clamps and you'll be okay. On the side here, you've also got the main one which you need, which is these ones. These are the crocodile clips we are going to be using to charge the M5. Now I'm going to put this in. You can see here it's protected by I believe it should be a 10 amp fuse, but it is fuse protected as well. So it shouldn't blow any circuits. If anything, it will blow this before it blows anything on your car, which is a really, really good thing they've actually put on. This is the first battery charger I've ever seen that is fuse protected, which is something that I believe every manufacturer should actually put on, especially when you're charging high expensive cars. That is a must, and Topdon have actually outdone themselves by putting that. First time I've seen it, I do highly rate them for actually putting that on these leads. Now inside here, you'll just have your instruction booklet. Do make sure you actually read that, of course, to find out what battery you've actually got and what way to charge it, because obviously you'll have a load of different options, which you'll see there for your battery. So you have normal, cold, normal AGM, normal, lithium, and repair. So it can also repair the battery and recondition it. Many of you guys know there's a lot of battery chargers out there that can do this, but this is a very, very cheap charger. It's not expensive like your other competitors, so this one is really, really worth it. And as I said, I will pin it in the comments below if you guys do want to go and check it out. But we are going to plug it all up and we're going to go ahead and use it. Right guys, so as you can see here, we've now got the Topdon's battery charger connected to power, and now we're going to be ready to connect it to the car. Now I'm going to try and change it here if we can without being on the car. Should be able to change it. And if it will let me. Keeps freezing right there on a cold AGM. So we'll go ahead and plug it up to the car and then we'll figure out if we can change it or not. But we need to go onto a lithium battery because we don't have an AGM battery at all. So we need to go on to 12 volts because that's our main one. We don't have any of these other batteries. That's our one we want right there. So we're gonna go and put the charger on and then we'll change the mode over. So we're just gonna pull the flap down for charging and we'll get the charger itself, which is gonna be right here. And do make sure you stretch the lead out on the battery charger because it's new. It's all folded up. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is connect this up to our port. So we've got our port right here, which goes to our positive, and then we need our negative one, which goes to here. Now what we're gonna do is change the mode over. As you can see there, you press it twice, it changes it over. And then we've got it on lithium. And then we just lock it in, like that, to set it. And then you can see it's flashing up for charging. So now we can leave that to charge. And that's what I'm gonna do. Now it will be left on my bench. You've got more than long enough needs to actually just leave this dangling in here and leave it there and shut the bonnet. We're gonna put that back on my bench and leave it there because now I'm gonna leave the car charging so it can charge fully up. And this will just trickle charge the whole way through when the car's not in use. Now, obviously, if you do wanna shut your bonnet, you are gonna have to lower these clips down a bit, which we might have to take this one off to be able to do that. So we'll just take that one off and we'll just put this like that. That one's on like that as well. And we'll just move this out the way. So you can see there now, it's gone off a minute, it'll reread. So we'll just lock it in again, just like that. And then it'll start, and then it will hear it click and then it will start charging just like that. You need to lock it in to make this actually click to start charging. That is a good thing as well. You can't put it on the wrong one, it will start charging. It only charge once you've set the program you actually want and for your desired battery. Now, one thing about these cars, guys, do make sure as well, when you're charging them, you actually lock them up. Do not leave them unlocked. Make sure you lock them, which I'm gonna do right now. I'm just gonna lock the car up and leave it to charge properly, because leaving it open, the modules keep waking up, and obviously having a battery charger on, it's gonna keep waking the modules up because it knows there's power going into the car, so it will keep everything awake. You don't want that, so put the car to sleep, lock the car so the car can charge properly, otherwise it will not charge. So guys, I just thought I'd quickly run over what this top-down charger can actually do. So you can see all the options here. It's got a lot of different things it can actually do. Therefore, it makes it really, really useful for anyone in a garage or for home use, wherever you want to use it for. It also can do small batteries, so motorbike batteries, motorcycle batteries. You've got all the options there it can do. You've also got more on the side there, so it tells you everything you need to know. And like I say, this will be pinned in the description below for you guys to go and check it out. You can see that it can do all the batteries as well. It's not limited to any. It's got a recovery mode as well, memory, rugged, so it therefore ain't gonna allow no dirt or water. And it can do everything else that you need it to do for a normal battery charger. And I think it's well worth the money. I'm not sure how much it is myself, but it will be pinned in the comments below. I don't believe it's gonna be expensive. It's only a battery charger. You guys should go and check it out and go and buy one if you need it. You can see I'm using it on my M5. If I didn't trust it, I wouldn't even plug this up to my car. You guys would see me do a review and not even use it, but I'm actually using it and I'm gonna see how it all plays out, but I do believe it's gonna work fine. Shouldn't have no issues with it. Guys, go and check it out. Let me know what you think. Okay guys, so there you have it. I've now shown you how and what you can do on your BMW to actually charge its battery. Now, the reason I've done this video is because people have asked me all the time, can you please do a video on this? Because what about us people who live in flats and don't have the ability to charge our cars like the way I do? So I thought I would do this video for those people who don't have the ability to be able to charge their cars just like this, who have to leave their car downstairs and go upstairs. So the simple answer is you can take your battery out the car. As I said, just be careful of the 2 leads and just remember you may need a scan tool to actually clear some of the codes that will come up. Most of the time, they will clear as you drive, or if you keep stop starting the car and resetting it, just stop it, let the car go to sleep, the faults will mostly be gone because they'll know just because the battery was disconnected and therefore it won't be a problem. Many of you are also gonna ask me, do you need to recode the battery again after you take it off? The answer is no, you will not have to recode it, providing you put the same exact battery back in. You do not have to do that. You only have to recode it when you've changed the battery because the coding lets the car know how much life the battery actually has itself. So if you put a brand new battery in there and say your battery is half dead, it's gonna think that's your battery that's coded to the car and it will keep it as half dead. Therefore, that's why you need to do coding to the car to let it know it's a brand new battery and it's full, so the car can regulate how much it charges it and how much it doesn't. Therefore, it doesn't kill your battery off any quicker than needed. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope this video is going to be useful to a lot of you and explains what you can and can't do when charging your BMW. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as I said, go and check out the TopDom battery charger because I do believe it's a really, really good product, and it's good to see TopDom actually releasing one that we can use on our cars finally. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.